Back in the day, Generation 2 Laser Prime was often praised as one of the greatest Transformers toys ever made, to the point where it won annual fan awards known as the Trannies. You could probably look it up, albeit through Google's safe search. Anyway, they decided to update said figure with Reveal the Shield Deluxe Optimus Prime. Did they succeed? Well, he's a long-nosed truck, that's a start. There's lots of good moulding here, including on the grille, smokestacks, tyres, hubcaps and fenders. And like a lot of recent Optimus Prime toys, you have a coupling built into the rear. Make Toys actually followed up on this with their Battle Tanker Upgrade Kit, a trailer that plugs into the hitch and forms armour for the robot. I don't plan on buying it, but there are plenty of reviews on that set, if you're keen. Red, blue, black, grey and silver are Prime's traditional colours, but the template is really confused. The nose is red and black similar to Laser Prime, but it just cuts to dark blue in the middle of the cab. And even on the nose, instead of a fade effect, we get flames? Optimus Prime with flames? Right, that's it, I'm done. Ruined forever, bye. Of course I don't mind them. But it's like they didn't know who to homage, Laser or live-action movie Prime. If it was both, the United version is much more coherent in that regard. The windshield is translucent amber, though for reasons you'll see in a bit, the side windows are cast in solid blue and painted neon orange. It doesn't match in the slightest. Also, upon closer inspection, the grey plastic actually has a pinkish tint to it. That's G2 alright. Oh, and his rub sign, or shield, is located on the roof. Yeah, I'm only going to show these off when the results might actually surprise you. Having watched several videos, I can safely say that this doesn't just rehash Laser Prime's transformation. It might have worked, but they threw in some clever twists. For instance, the windshield chest is actually the windshield. Imagine that. And the rear wheels rotate and collapse into the legs to clean things up a little. By contrast, these door panels just hang off the arms. You could call it armour. I call it out-of-place kibble. The robot mode is a sleeker, rounded version of the original design, and he retains those huge shoulder pads. Though with how detailed he is, it also feels like a generation's take on Movie Prime. I mean, check out how fragmented he is in certain spots. Adding to this, the sculpting on the head is so sharp, it makes him look especially battle-ready for some reason. There's also a matrix moulded onto the panels which were his side windows, that are now inside his chest. Because it's unpainted, it's kinda easy to miss. Some silver or gunmetal grey would have done the trick. Just like his predecessor, he comes with a sword, which itself has a pretty clever transformation. Caution, it's a tight fit in his hands. Be wary of stress marks. Also, the fenders snap together to form a sheath. Unless I'm doing something wrong, the sword doesn't actually slide in place, it just rests there. One of the highlights of G2 Laser Prime was his posability. Not just that he had it, but a lot of it. Obviously that sort of thing's more commonplace nowadays, but at the time it was practically a selling point. Not to undermine this figure of course, since this has roughly 20 points of articulation. The double jointed wrists and ankles really do this guy justice. The only hindrance aside from those forearm panels is this amber tab on the right shoulder. You know, I don't advocate breaking toys on purpose, but given the United version, if you were to accidentally snap that tab off, I'm sure it'd be no great loss. A common complaint with this version of Prime is his size, whether it's cause he's too small for a deluxe, or that he's a deluxe, period. As is, he's a good counterpoint to Ultimate Battle Megatron, who was also based on his G2 design. But had this been a Voyager, I can't help but feel that the kibble issues would be gone, and the engineering would have been smoother, since those forearm panels make it a bit of a pain getting him back into truck mode. A shame really, cause this mold has so much going for it, from its playability to its appearance, kibble and deco notwithstanding. While I still recommend this figure, if you can afford any of the recolors, I'd get one of those instead, since they all look much cooler. Otherwise, you better have some paint handy.